Hello, my name is Elijah Prescott. I'm from the Wednesdays class of health psychology, and the system I chose is the digestive system. So, the digestive system and the metabolism of food. So, the digestive system, what is the digestive system and the metabolism? The digestive system is a group of organs that work together to break down foods and liquid to create fumes for your body. In other words, it's to break down the food and retain the nutrients from that food to provide energy from that food. The metabolism is the chemical reaction that causes the body cells to change food into energy. And how does digestion affect metabolism? Your metabolism increases whenever you eat. So honestly, the more you eat is the higher your metabolism is gonna be. So if you eat more, honestly, you'll actually be hungry more often. And some people look at that as a bad thing, but a lot of people that work out and not just do weights and stuff, but they also eat properly. They tend to eat many more meals than average to burn it off. And yeah, so if your metabolism is high, usually you just burn off the calories that you usually intake. So it's not a bad thing to eat um, a whole bunch. Um, yeah, so even some people don't understand that, like, sometimes people can be on the smaller side, but they can eat a whole bunch, and usually that could be the reason is because they have a high metabolism. So yeah, and to make your metabolism higher, you just have to eat more. So yeah, the digestive system and the metabolism, they relate to one another because metabolism increases whenever you eat. And another word for eating is digesting. So uh, yeah. Oh yeah, I meant to mention. I apologize ahead of time if I pronounce any words incorrectly or if I sound nervous. I always sound nervous when I present. So yeah. Um. So yeah. So the digestive system breaks down food and it also removes waste and maintains water and chemical balances. The purpose of the digestive system is to break down foods to produce growth and energy. It also repairs tissue. And once again, it gets rid of waste. So, yeah. The important organs that make up the digestive systems are the mouth, the throat, the esophagus, the liver, the gallbladder, small intestines, anus, salivary glands, large intestines, rectum. Did I say small intestines? Yeah, I did. Stomach, pancreas, and yeah, I think I just named all of them. Okay, so the mouth breaks up food. Um, so the mouth breaks up food by chewing up your food. The throat swallows small particles of your food or swallows the liquid that you drink. Um, the liver stores vitamins and destroys old blood cells. The gallbladder stores bile produced by the liver. Small intestine supports most of the food. The anus is the exit point for a stool. Um, so when you use the bathroom, basically. Uh, the salivary glands produces saliva, and another word for saliva is your spit. So the esophagus transports the food to the mouth to the stomach, and the stomach stores and releases food. The pancreas produces enzymes to break down fat and sugars. The large intestines aborts water from foods that are just not digestible. The rectum stores stool. Um, so the small intestines is actually the longest organ that's in the digestive system, um, which is weird because I don't know, because it says it's small intestines, but I see why it's called the small intestines, because it's narrower than the large intestines. So yeah, but usually the small intestines is about 22 feet, which is really long in my opinion. Yeah. So the digestive system interacts with other systems. These are the two that like really stood out to me. So the digestive system interacts with the nervous system. The nervous system can influence the digestive system by triggering your appetite. So basically, like signaling your brain that you're hungry. Um, the digestive system also interacts with the sorry, I had a brain fart. Erectum? No, not erectum. Okay, I'm having a brain fart, but yes, the other system, which is hormones that can influence the digestive system. Sorry, I really had a brain fart, and I really can't remember how to pronounce that word. It's gonna come back to me, but I'm having a brain fart. Hopefully, I remember before this presentation's over. But I'm just gonna go back and backtrack if I remember. So next is diseases or disorders. There's plenty of diseases and disorders. I decided to just talk about one, mainly because I can relate to one. So the one I'm talking about is the acid reflux, also known as GERD, and there's a longer word for it that's really hard to pronounce. So if you have time, you can look up how you pronounce this really long word that's on my presentation. Whoops, I'm sorry. But yeah, I don't remember how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. But I can relate to this disease. Well, I don't really want to call it a disease because a disease kind of sounds terrifying or whatever. And acid reflux is not terrifying, really, honestly. I don't know if I just had a simple version of it. But acid reflux is also like a symptom when you're pregnant that you may experience. And recently I experienced this type of symptom when I was pregnant. It's not a good feeling, honestly. I usually felt it after I ate, so they recommend to not lay down right after you eat because you may experience this type of disease, I guess. And you feel it in your chest and your throat, and it's usually a burning sensation. It's very discomforting at night, so I suggest try avoiding foods that cause this disease. It's not a very serious disease. It's not. I mean, it's harming, and you can treat it, but I find drinking cold water seems to relax this pain that I was experiencing with the acid reflux. I'm not really sure what else relax the symptoms of it. But there are symptoms from this disease, which are dry cough, heartburn, nausea. So yeah, I think I mostly just experienced the heartburn part from this disease, but I no longer have it. I guess it was just a pregnancy symptom, but yeah. So that was one I can relate to and talk about, and so I decided to put this in my presentation. Thanks for listening. Sorry if it was confusing or if I sounded nervous or whatever. But thanks. Looking forward to listening to you guys' presentations.